The Portland Trail Blazers are gearing towards shifting the franchise in the direction of a youth movement. Damian Lillard days ago requested a trade, with his #1 option being the Miami Heat. There's been so much speculation on if Dame would leave the Blazers and reports that he wasn't a fan of the youth movement. The Blazers fell short last season of bringing a competing team to challenge for the playoffs. Now who knows really when this trade between the Heat or whoever will happen, but one thing is for sure, it doesn't seem like Dame will be on the Blazers next season. Hell of a player, and I know he wants to stick it out and try to win a chip for them. Winning in the league is really tough, but Dame has pushed his team time after time to compete even with depleted rosters. When you look on the current roster for the Blazers now, you realize that Damian is 32 and majority of the guys on the team are in their early 20s. Now, as Lillard leaves, this paves the way for the young guys to step up, and I wanted to highlight the 3 young pieces of Anfernee Simons, Shaedon SharPe, and newly acquired 3rd overall pick Scoot Henderson. 3 very skilled perimeter players. Let's start with Anfernee Simons. His development and come up is pretty similar to that of CJ McCollum. He didn't play much or have a big role just coming into the league, but the Blazers were able to ease him into the sun and develop him into being one of the better combo guards in the league. In just Simons' 5th season at 24 years old, he averaged 21 points, 4.1 assists, and 2.6 rebounds on 58% true shooting. Simons is a skilled offensive player and had some time playing off of Dame and even had some on-ball reps as he grown to being a starter. A great shooter who can work off of movement or spot ups. Simons shot the 3-ball last season at 37% on 9 3-point attempts. He's a threat off the catch, 39% on catch and shoot threes, and on pull-up threes, 35%. He has some range on him as a 6'3", 6'4" guard. He can launch some deep threes and very confident with good shooting mechanics, which allows him to have a quick trigger. This quick trigger shooting becomes effective when working on mid-range pull-ups, controlled in his operation, and can get off floaters in the lane. He's skilled creating his shot off the dribble and can lull the defense before attacking, and he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shots off. Good on those stop and pop threes off of ball screens. Simons looks to be a capable secondary ball handler who can work on and off ball. He has grown this past season to be a really good finisher at the rim too. In years past, he shot under 60% at the rim, but now shot 65% at the rim per cleaning the glass. This isn't his main area of attack, only operating on a 21% frequency, but he shows the capability of being a finisher. He plays with some good pacing when working on ball, and he has the ability to absorb hits and finish at the rim through contact. There's still areas of his game that can grow even more, such as being a consistent defender, and he's a solid playmaker and passer, but he does have room to grow in making quicker reads with the ball in his hands. Shaedon SharPe is the next on the board, and this man just oozes athleticism. 6'6" guard who has unreal bounce, and once this man rises up for a dunk, it's going to be emphatic. Easily the most gifted athlete in the 2022 draft class. He already looks to be a good finisher in the league, as per cleaning the glass he shot 67% at the rim, ranking in the 69th percentile. SharPe to end the season got some run as a go-to ball handler for the team, and in the month of April he averaged 22.8 points, 5 assists, and 6.3 rebounds on 45% field goal shooting and 28% from 3. SharPe is more of a creative finesse finisher, can glide in the air off of 2 feet and make a play at the rim. He's not much of a contact finisher, but he has some pretty good body control to get some hang time and get off a clean shot at the rim. He's got some reps as a ball handler, but it's clear that even though SharPe is uber athletic, he doesn't possess a quick first step to blow by defenders consistently, and he doesn't have the tightest handle to navigate through tight spaces. In those reps as a ball handler, he did flash the ability to create his own shots off the dribble, getting into pull-up mid-range shots. He's not the most efficient mid-range shooter, 40% shooting in the mid-range, but there is capability there to where he can create and get a shot off. The footwork, control, and assessing of space is all there for him. He can show off some tough shot making with those sidesteps, step backs at times. Sharp isn't the most natural playmaker in terms of court vision and understanding openings to find a teammate. There's been a good amount of misreads, wrong reads, or just forcing the issue. He does have a tendency losing the ball when attacking. He shines the most as an off-ball player who's effective as a cutter, operating at a 6.8% frequency as a cutter and ranking in the 84th percentile in this category. He is a really good cutter and looks to make himself available against rotating defenses. Sharp's movement is good, and the Blazers utilize that to run some lob plays for him at times. He operates really well as a play finisher for them. Sharp may be at his best when the game is sped up for him and he is playing with a head of steam. This flashes in the open court in transition where he can be a lob threat or take the ball through the defense and make a play. As a spot up catch and shoot 3-point shooter, he shot 45% on around 2 catch and shoot threes. Low volume, but shows capability that he can hit a 3 when spotting up. The off-ball play between Sharp and Simons really gives the Blazers other guys who can be effective without the ball in their hands. Sharp has some defensive upside, 7-foot wingspan, athletic talent are starting points for his defense. He struggles with some discipline issues when defending on ball and also off ball. There is potential and flashes to where he can be a solid defender, absorbing hits and staying locked in one-on-one. The ability is there, it's just a cleanup of discipline and off-ball awareness when he should help or not, and when he can play the passing lanes. Adding on to the insanely athletic players is recently drafted Blazer Scoot Henderson. 6'2", but insanely quick, explosive, strong athlete who is just a blur in the open court. Scoot looks to be an elite driver in his draft class, has the ball on a string, and has a killer first step that leaves defenders in the dust. Really good at changing pace, and his controlled handle allows him to put constant pressure at the rim. His drives to the rim pops in the open court as well as where he can be a one-man fast break. He utilizes his driving ability to open up his playmaking ability, someone who can drive and kick and make dump-off passes to his bigs. He's also pretty controlled, operating in the pick and roll, reading the defense and seeing how they react to him and making a play. With a solid big man and off-ball players like Simons and Sharp, his passing game should pop a lot in his first year in the league. Scoot doesn't provide that level of 3-point shooting just yet to make him a threat from outside. Still a work in progress, but he looks to already have the ability to leverage his driving skills to open up shots for his teammates. On a team where spacing is priority, he should be fine even without the 3-pointer his first few years in the league. He does have a mid-range game where he's comfortable getting to, can rise up quickly into a mid-range pull-up when given space, going either direction. Defensively, all three of these guys, Sharp, Scoot, Simons, can grow even more on the defensive end. It'll come down to consistency and effort and how well these guys can be active and locked in within a scheme. Though Portland may not be a playoff team for a few more seasons, they are completely ahead in their rebuild in terms of talent and direction when compared to teams like Detroit, Charlotte, to some extent San Antonio. And with the looming Dame trade, they are expected to tag on more picks and young players. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more NBA breakdowns like these. With all that being said, I'll see you all in the next video.